Yo, what is good? My back piece, you crazy woman. What is good, my anime people? What is good, yo? So, yeah, Promise Neverland is getting into something I honestly didn't expect, and I am truly terrified to actually see what will come next out of all of this because right now, guys, we have just seen that it is truly possible that Ray could be the traitor after all the stuff we went through in this week's episode to learn about if it was Gale or if it was the black kid. We straight or Don's name, sorry. Don, I don't know, he's probably not black, he's probably like just mixed or something. Um, but yeah, Don, oh my god, uh, was really summing up to be the one that was it after seeing a note being slipped underneath the door of the mother and not the pond who has joined in late, but straight to the mom getting a report of just, what's going on. Not to mention that um, something that was pretty dead giveaway was the whole note saying whose bed it was under, when I think it's a really easy trope for anime to do, is to pretty much just go behind two characters that are having a relatively important conversation, so important in fact that they never really kind of like check their surroundings to see just what they're going on about. And the best thing is the reason, or not the best thing, but the reasoning behind. I can see the conclusion of Norman coming to all of this stuff about Ray, and another brilliant reason why Norman asked Emma, even if the person who is betraying us is straight up one of us, and we know that, what do you want to do about it? And she still wants to save that person because there's no guarantee that if all is said and done, uh, and let's say for instance all the kids escape and he's the last one alive, all they did was spare his life because they had probably other stocks that they could use instead of him, which therefore means there you go, there's your stay. But now that everybody escaped, we need to put you out because we have no one else, so. And that's what Emma came up, the most naive person that supposedly, has no brains or common sense on their records, is the one that, practically figured that out. Just when the question was asked and when she was just answering honestly from her heart, in my opinion. So we have that aspect of Emma that's just definitely going to be the front runner of this show if anything bad happens to Norman, and if we find out that Ray is truly the way that Norman sees him to be. It's clear to me that they're definitely trying to either tease us with one of the ultimate betrayals of a beginning of a show when it comes down to a whole bunch of people who are seemingly best of friends, or it's a bait and switch. This is one of the better bait and switches of all times, because if it comes out that it's not Ray, and the reason I didn't express I didn't tell you exactly why I thought Norman was on point, because when Norman says that he wants to talk to the two kids that they see the most potential to have been talking to the mothers, and the most potential to have been noticing anything out of line that they've been doing this whole time, trying to get angles, trying to figure out better ways to get everybody out alive. All of these different things, these other kids who are their age, they were kind of afraid that they might start catching on to just differences that they're doing, and because they can notice differences about people as well. So why couldn't they? They're just being fair. So then when we get that aspect of the show, hold on a second, I'm moving around. And when we get that aspect of the show, the one person who, I mean, I guess it's kind of another reason why I didn't think it was that out of the normal is because this is something this character would do. When Ray is told about going out of their way to talk to these kids, um, not only do they do this, but he kind of like freaks out. Like he's like, "Oh, this is way too soon." You know, he's bringing up the exact moment of the exact time as when Connie has been transferred away, and he's like, "I should have more time" and stuff like that. You know, he's seemingly a lot more afraid of something that he didn't even witness himself, and he's, you know, putting a lot more effort into it. Uh, you know, just seemingly. Holy crap, Raphael has the best reversal edge. Because look, he chases. That's dirty. And because of that, we're in this position where Ray is kind of acting out of character when it comes down to this strategy. We want to know here and now where we lie with these people. So guess what? If they're not on the sides of the mom and the sister, boom, we are much closer to understanding the full scheme behind who could be against us. And excuse me, unfortunately for Ray, it started to show more and more that he might not be in this for the right reasons, in the sense of, sure, he's keeping up with everything and he's trying to, quote unquote, come up with ideas to help aid in this, and like he's putting more tasks on Emma and stuff like that. I don't know if that's a tactical maneuver to put more tasks on her because he thinks it's going to slow her down or something. I don't know. Because she's naive, he knows he'll do mostly what he asks her, and Norman also knows that. So they both kind of gave her the assignment to do. But with Norman's, it was definitely one that was a better choice in the sense of helping. Like his idea was to get the test results and to remember their numbers and stuff like by heart. And Norman's or Ray's was pretty much the whole remembering thing by heart, but he wanted them to remember all of these signals and different patterns he was going to tell her throughout the whole entire forest. So it is absolutely mind-blowing and gut-twisting to see Norman do this turn to Ray and say, "You're the traitor." Like, not only does he say it, he straight up like straightens out his body, kind of like how Mom straightened out, like stood up, walked all the way over to the girl in the beginning, the other girl who wants to be a mother, and straight up just told her, like, "You ain't nothing, okay? Like, I'm looking right at you. I'm standing right here. After I'm done with whatever I'm doing, you could become a mama. But guess what? You ain't gonna do nothing because you're just a pawn. And the queen and the king move the pawns. So just chill back, relax, and enjoy the show." And that's kind of the body language I got from Norman towards Ray at the end of this episode. He like straightened out his body, like he won't, like, you ain't gonna do nothing, dog. Like, I'm gonna walk up to, I'm gonna, you know, be ready for anything you throw, because not to mention Norman is the one that's definitely the more physically fit and physically gifted when it comes down to actually doing things as he's planning them, compared to Ray, who is the guy who learns everything, which unfortunately for Norman, Ray has had a lot of time to learn a crap ton about you, and it is so hard to watch this show and not think about Killua's voice actor. Like, he literally just has to talk as Killua from the sub, bro. Like, it's actually ridiculous. It's so like spot on. It's kind of eerie. So that's another reason why I really didn't want it to be Ray, is because I'm like, how Killua gonna portray us? He's got new gawns, and you're portraying him like this, brother? Come on, eh? So as that was going down, I was pretty sure that we were about to get something actually remotely sad, but I was just praying it wasn't happening. Um, Speaking of gut twisting, twist, holy crap, did they get me really good with the girl with the glasses? I honestly gave up on her twice in this one episode alone. Not to mention back when I suspected her, I think last week. I was gonna say 2 episodes ago. I think I only suspected her last week. Um, that she just was up to something that I don't think I was necessarily thinking she was uh, working full on together with both of the mothers, but that's how this anime kind of portrayed this week's episode. It showed it in a sense of it looked like the girl with the glasses straight up went to mama's room, dropped off a note, and then somehow then ended up at the black girl's room and had a full blown like conversation with her. Like that's how it kind of came off to me. So including when she gets out of the bed and gives this look at Emma like she is not even like man, like she looked just so disgusted with everything she knew and stuff like that when she looked at Emma. I don't know what it was, man, but I was like, yeah, this is it. We know you're the one. And then all of a sudden Norman's like, uh I have to outwit her. He's saying like all these different things out loud to Ray. Like Ray knew everything, and he even knew that he was trying to outwit people. So it's hilarious to me that he is the one that might have been outwitted somehow, some way. And I believe Norman will be a great person to explain just how he noticed the differences. But I'm about to drop another video very quickly, so if you guys aren't subscribed, make sure you do that. Hit that notification bell to be notified instantly when I drop my next video. But with this show, only question I truly have is, if they escape, would it be towards the end of the season? Like maybe there's a flushed out whole entire thing that happens right now that kind of slows down the process of escaping, and they have to wait a lot more for a lot longer than they wanted to, and so the arc of being in this place is longer than I'm actually expecting. Or are they about to get out relatively soon, or try to escape relatively soon, either get out, or does someone get caught and have to stay? Like bro, like there's so much I want to know. I have been just not even thinking about this anime after it goes off, because if I do, I'll end up looking up the manga, I'll end up looking up, some type of source material and spoil myself. So the key to not wanting, or the key to not figuring out what kind of things are going to happen in the anime, is to stay away from all different things Promised Neverland until the anime comes back. And that's something I have mastered the art of over the times of anime watching and reviewing. So I can't wait to see what The Promised Neverland shows me. But if there is some people that I actually have on my channel that are subscribed to me that knows a lot about the story, at least give me a hint of how close we are to being out of this place, or vice versa, if there's a lot left in this place to still show or something along those lines. So thank you so much, guys, for the support. I am your Anime G, and I will talk to you in the next one. So, peace.